it being middle of the week, it was kind of tough to get that done. I think if it was something that transpired on maybe Monday or over the weekend, maybe it would have me a chance to play this past weekend. So obviously I wanted to be out there, but same conference, so maybe we'll see them in the playoffs.
So Sunday night, you're watching that game. What are you thinking?
Happy, man. The team performed well. Did a lot of things great. The demeanor of the defense, the offense, they all kind of carry the same thing. And they're win now mode. So, for me, it's just trying to visualize myself out there making plays and fitting in where I can help out.
How much say did you have in where you ended up? I mean, did you and your agent have, some sway in the trade?
I'm sure a little bit of it, yeah. I think at the end of the day, from the Broncos side, they obviously wanted some kind of compensation, and whether I wanted to go somewhere else or not, I think at the end of the day, they were going to get something back. For me, I'm in a better spot, I believe, and like I said, at the end of the day, they got something back for me.
So what the heck happened there? What happened in Denver?
Look, the way how the NFL goes. I think I've been there for 2 years, and I've had 2 new staffs, and this staff. At the end of the day, I think there's a lot of moving parts. A lot of guys getting a lot of confidence on my side of the ball. Probably in a stage where they're looking to rebuild, get some new leadership, things like that. And at the end of the day, ultimately, I wasn't part of that plan. So I think it's better that it happened this early in the season, kind of get me in a new place, get me acclimated, get them going in their own direction, and it's a win-win for both.
What kind of boost does it give you to go from a place that's about rebuilding now you're a team that's 5-0 and one of the leading contenders? How much of a boost does that give you?
Morally, big time. Me mentally, big time. I've always been a part of winning cultures all the way back to Pop Warner football, and so to not be in a winning culture is tough for me mentally, especially when I'm one of those guys that are looking at to make plays out there, and so being able to step in somewhere where there is a winning culture, they're winning right now. Obviously, they got a lot on the line, and they're seeing the big picture. For me, like I said, I just want to slide in where I belong, and playing on a team like this and the history they have. Obviously, playing against them, I have a lot of respect for the staff and the offense, and a lot of guys I played against since I was in a Cowboys uniform against Trent when he was in Washington. So I have a lot of respect for these guys, and being a chance to be out here and play with them is big.
Feeling fully healthy, 100% back from the injury last season?
Definitely, yeah. For me, it's about getting reps and getting my feet wet. I think, training camp was a little tough for me, trying to get my legs going. Over the course of probably the first month of the season, I felt like I've gotten better. Right now is obviously a different defense. Won't be standing as much, and I think that's going to help me out as far as my knee goes. Staying low, I think one of the big things for me was pad level. And being in the 3-point is probably going to help out with that.
Football aside, how do you feel about how your life is going right now, where you're at in your life?
It's going well. I think I have everything where it needs to be. Like I said earlier, mentally, if I'm in order in that aspect, I'm pretty good. My family life's pretty good right now. Kids are happy, fed. I have a newborn, so I'm a little bit worried about that. I want to be at home with him, but I understand what's at stake, and I'm a big boy and I got a job to take care of.
What do you think you bring to this defense? A lot of defensive linemen come in here and the first thing they talk about is how attacking it is for D-line. And what have been your kind of initial impressions of the scheme and what's going to be asked of?
Exactly what you said. I think, where we do well is attacking, getting upfield. I think, me and Coach Chris, that's been the biggest thing we've talked about the last couple of days is just getting my feet down and, having the right stance and just being able to get upfield. I think that's what they do well, cause havoc, and that's what I plan on doing.
I think you kind of answered it, but what do you hope to bring to this defense that's already playing? One of the
they do a lot of things well right now. One of the big things I told the coaches, I'm not coming in with any kind of expectations other than the win. I want to make this as easy as possible with this transition. I want to come in and do what I do well. I think they know what I can do well. Big part is getting me back to where they believe I'm at my best, and so I'm going to take every day slowly and try to embrace it all, learn as much as I can. This is a defense that I'm familiar with as far as what I'm going to be asked to do, so I'm excited. I know they are too. I just want to get on the field and play.
Is there hope that you will be ready by Sunday?
I should. Yeah, I don't doubt it. It's not up to me at the end of the day. So I think just practice and the rest for this week will be big tell as far as what I'll be able to do out there.
What were you thinking when you were watching them take apart the Cowboys?
I was happy. You know, look, at the end of the day, I have a lot of guys on that team I care about in Dallas and guys on the staff I care about. So, you know, I like to see them succeed, and I know what they've had the last 2 or 3 years since I've left. So, be able to sit there and watch it unfold the way it did, it being a rivalry game, it's fun. You know, obviously I have time spent there, but you know I'm on a new team and excited to get that win.
And to see the team that you're coming to play like that must have been exhilarating.
They're flying around. You know, first drive, I think me and my wife were talking about it, that you know Cowboys look a little spooked. So that's not bulletin board material, but just speaks to the level of intensity that you know we came out with and carried out throughout the course of the game. So.
You've obviously carved out a long career here, but how much do you feel like you still have a ceiling to reach and potential to show that you have at the next season?
Well, I always do. I think anybody in here at whatever stage they are in their career should feel that way. 5, 10, 15 years in the league doesn't matter. And I feel the same way. You know, I think big thing for me is trying to prove people wrong, putting the NFL back on notice, doing things I know I can do well, and being a good teammate.
When you say prove people wrong, like do you keep receipts? Like how do you?
I have my ways. I probably keep more receipts on the media than anyone, but I've learned to.
Good to know.
No, I've learned to cancel out a lot of that noise. I think what I've learned over my career is that I could probably be a lot more harsher on myself than anybody in the media can be, and so making sure I'm in the right mindset and not really taking too much into what other people are saying. Is big for my development.
Have you preferred over your career to rush with your hand on the ground versus standing up? Is that your preferred stance?
I wouldn't say preferred. I think each way provides its positives and downsides. I think standing up, obviously, you can see the field more. You're in more of an athletic stance than you would be with your hand down. But for this type of defense, this type of attacking defense, what they're asking me to do. Pin my ears back and go forward. It's easier to put your hand in the dirt.
Randy, you haven't played with this team yet, but obviously you've seen them from afar offensively. But when an offense is this good as a defender, and now you're going to be a part of it, how beneficial is it to have that as a defender? And then do you feel free and you know that they're going to score a lot of points for you guys?
It's big, as a pass rusher at least. You want to have opportunities. The only way you're going to have a lot of opportunities is if you're winning and the opposing team's behind. So I haven't had a lot of that in the last 4 weeks, so I'm excited for that aspect. Got a lot of respect for that offense and Brock and what they bring, so a lot of confidence there that I'm going to have a lot of opportunities to rush past them.
Do you remember meeting Eric Armstead in 2015 before the draft?
Yeah, definitely.
On a show together or something like that?
Oh, yeah. In San Diego, we were at with Steve Mariucci and Danny Shelton. I want to say it was me and somebody else, but me and him kind of go back. We've as far as like the pre-draft visits and things like that, we go back. So I know him. He's probably the person I probably know best, other than maybe Anthony Brown on the team right now. So.
Did you take a pre-draft visit here?
I'm not sure. I probably did. I went to about 2019, so it was every other day I was flying out somewhere. I think I actually fell asleep in the airport when I was supposed to go to see Oakland at the time, and they had the number 4 pick that year, so that wasn't the greatest. But that kind of just goes to show you where I was at during that time period and where I'm at now. So.
Brandon, obviously you guys are scoring at such a high clip right now. How do you just keep the momentum going, and how much fun do you have being on offense, just knowing you guys can almost score anytime you want, seemingly, at least from the outside it looks that way?
Just going out there today, starting fresh again, putting the work back in, and then, like you said, just enjoying it, having fun with it, and continue to get better.
Are you able to step back at all and see how impressive what Brock is doing has been?
I don't have to step back. I've been seeing it for a while now, so it's just kind of cool to see everybody else come along and get to actually see what he can do week in, week out, and realize that it's for real, not for fake.
players talk about getting in his zone. Can Kyle Shanahan, is he in his zone as a play caller right now?
Seems like it. Seems like it.
Excited to go up against Denzel Ward and Browns defense this Sunday, because they seem like number one, number two defense, depending on who you ask. Seems like a big challenge.
For sure, it's going to be a great challenge for us. We got to see those guys this morning a little bit in the days prior for us getting here today. But they have a great unit. Pass rush, our D-line is getting to the quarterback. Linebackers are playing fast, and their DBs are asked to take care of the rest. So we'll have a big task this week. But definitely excited to go up against those guys and their coverages that they play.
How do you toe the line between being super confident, knowing you can go out there and beat anyone, feeling like you're on track for your postseason goals, but also knowing like any given Sunday?
By going out there today, starting today, and having starting earlier today in meetings, previously in the walkthrough, and then later on today at practice, and then carrying that through the week, and then that allows us to have as much confidence that we can have on Sunday, because we know we've already put the work in, along with a bunch of talented guys next to us. So that's really just all we're focused on, is going out here and having a great week and letting that carry over to Sunday.
You guys have so many guys who can make plays on offense. Do you know through the course of the week whose week it's going to be?
Nah. I wish, but you never really know, because like 2 weeks ago, the practice week was like, you would have thought it was George, and it ended up not being George, ended up being me. Last week, the game plan was a little bit different. I was like super excited for the game plan. It was a little bit different, ended up being George. So you never really know. You just wait your turn to make a play and try to make all the plays that come your way, depending on how it goes. But you never know. Any given week, we all know it could be any given week, and that's super fun, super exciting, just because if we just stay down and put our work in, eventually it might come back around to you. So that's all.
And it seemed like all the guys on offense seem to thrive and find enjoyment out of other people's success too, rather than like a me kind of attitude. Is that something that, I'm sure you've been on teams like that? Why is this group different?
Just because I think we've been through so much stuff. We all been through a bunch of stuff together, grinding together. We all share similar struggles, so it's always exciting. You're going to feel it for yourself when you get to have a time to go out there and do what you want to do. So you know how it is for your brother when he gets to do it as well. So we feel for each other, and that's all we want to do. We all know we're in this together. That's all it is.
That being said, your front office goes and gets a guy like Randy Gregory. Like, the commitment to winning as a player, what does that feel like when they're going after everything they can to get you guys where you want to be?
I think we've seen that already with McCaffrey and the moves that they made previously. That's all it's about, winning.
Fred, when an offense is scoring at the clip they are right now, how much easier is it to play defense, or more fun because you guys can just really go because you have such big leads?
Yeah, I mean, it makes our job really easy and gives us a whole lot of confidence knowing that it's almost as if every time they touch the ball, they're going to score. Not just even 3 points, like they're scoring 6 points every single time they touch it. So what's even more impressive is the way that they're taking care of the ball. We just got to keep going as a team.
That's what next gen's tracking your speed levels for on the one where you're with Cooks down the sideline was the fastest you've run in a few years, and then your overall average was higher than you've ever had. Did you feel a little more juiced up the other night? Did you tell that when it was going on?
Yeah, when it's your night, I guess. I was feeling really good pregame. Not to say I knew that I was going to play the way that I did, but I guess when you prep the right way, I knew I needed a big game if I wanted to give our defense and our team a chance to play like we wanted to. So, it's all right.
Looking back on the sack, can you kind of walk us through what you're seeing on that play and how you end up making it?
Yeah, it's been kind of going around. They're running a mesh concept. They wanted to get us in a man zone read by motioning CD over from the right to the left. As soon as Isaiah went over there, they knew they had us in man, and I was the whole player on that play. And my job on that one play is to spy the quarterback. If that goes out, then I got him. But to take it an extra step, I was kind of feeling the progression of the play, and I felt them come in as they were about to cross, and so I kind of just tried to step up in their way to knock the timing off. and then that led me right into Dak's lap.
So that they were trying to pick you there, essentially.
No, they were trying to pick those guys, like
Okay,
pick the
okay.
guys who were in man coverage on those given players. I'm just standing in the middle. I happen to just be able to step up in front of them to knock the timing off. Yep.
Fred, what are your impressions of Deshaun? Have your impressions of Deshaun Gibson been since he's been here, just as like a teammate and a guy?
Yeah, people don't talk about him enough, honestly. You know, you talk about a veteran in this league who's played at a high level for a long time, but has bounced around to a couple different teams, but has always been a ball hawk. I think when he came in last year, you know, he comes in at the end, I think, training camp or in the preseason, and then they're telling us that he's going to be the guy in week one, and we're just like, all right, like, hey, kind of quiet cat, always on the phone, you know, we don't know much about him. But he goes out there and has a tremendous game, and then he's so good, you can't keep him off the field. You know, Jimmy Ward had to be moved to nickel, and ever since then, man, he's been one of the key leaders and key components of our defense. And people don't talk about him a whole lot, you know, just because he's quiet and mild-mannered, does his job and doesn't say much about it, but one of our best players on our team.
Nick was just talking about, you know, you can tell, though, at this point in his career, the only thing he's playing for is win a Super Bowl. Obviously, all you guys kind of are pretty motivated by that. But, I mean, do you have a sense from him, like, you know, there's nothing left for me, this is what I want?
Yeah, I think you hit it on the head that it's kind of all of our mindset right now is like that's what we want. But yeah, Deshaun, I mean, he's just a team guy, honestly. Like, he wants it more than anything for all of us, not even just for himself. You know, he's just, just a great teammate.
Fred, is there such a thing as peaking too early in the NFL? You look at, you guys are playing so well in all three phases. I think fans look at it and wonder, wow, can they possibly keep this up?
Yeah, that's like one of those things where it's like you got too much time on your hands, so you got to start trying to make things up a little bit. But I honestly don't think that we've hit our peak. I think that we just continue to keep our head down and grind and staying humble. Like, if you saw the way that we graded this tape this morning, you would see that like we're taking this really serious. It's not we just scrapped this past game just because we beat them by 32 points. Like, we're trying to find ways to get better, and you know the little things that you do see out there.
What was the little thing?
I mean, for the linebackers, there was things all over. Like, people talk about the game that I had, but there was different points in the game. Like on a third down, like I'm in man coverage, outside leverage. I got to stay outside leverage, and then he beats me outside to get like a 20-yard gain or something like that. Like, just little things like that. You know, I'm not perfect. None of us are perfect. There's always things that you can improve upon.
With the uncertainty of Deshaun Watson, whether or not he's going to play or not, what like challenges that present for you guys in trying to prepare, not knowing if he's going to play or not?
Yeah, obviously you'd love to know who you're playing. I think we have to assume that he is playing, and then depending on who they do start, I think regardless they're going to want to try to run the football a ton. You know, that's what they do really well, and that's something that we're going to have to try to stop. A really great O-line, good running backs. They are missing Nick Chubb, which is a huge loss for them, but I know that's what they're going to want to do.
Have you talked to Randy Gregory yet, and what did you know about him before he was your teammate?
Yeah, I just met him this morning. You know, went up to him like, Randy. He's like, hey man, great to be here. Happy to be with y'all. And the thing that I knew before was when he was back in Dallas. You know, I remember him tearing us up a little bit when we played him. I think 21 was when we played him in the playoffs, and has been a really good player for a long time. We're always looking for guys to play on the D-line at a high level, so I think he's going to help us a lot.
This offense is, as a defender, does it make your job easier? Is it faster, you know, flying around? Like, what's it like as a defender when teams putting up that much points for you guys?
It just gives us a lot of confidence as a defense that we know we got a good offense. And, I mean, you know, regardless of, you know, how the situation goes, you know, we were going to go out there and give it our all. So, I mean, it's but as a defense, it's very confident knowing that you got a good offense.
You guys have so many stars on this team, and BA was just talking about could be anybody's day depending on the week. How unique is it to have a team that has so many unselfish players like you do, just committed to winning, not I guys, but we guys?
Yeah, I mean, that's what it's about. So we got a goal, we got a mission that we're trying to, you know, get to. That's the most important thing. I think we got a lot of selfless guys on this team. I mean, we all want to make plays, and that's what we all going to do every night. So, I mean, it might not go your night one night, but, you know, as long as you get the opportunity again, you know, it'll come around. So, but we're all just, you know, a bunch of guys that love the game of football. So, and I mean, we got a lot of good guys on the team, and you know, it could, like BA said, it could be anybody's night.
Dre, I think from the outside, some fans look at this and say, "Man, they are so good right now." But I hope we're not peaking too early. Is there such a thing as that?
No, I don't think there's a such thing as that. I think you just play ball. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's peaking or what. I think you get better and better and better.
Yeah.
I mean, you can have a bad game, but that don't mean, you've gotten worse. You know what I mean? You can get better from that, that game. So, I just think the sky's the limit. You know what I mean? That's my mindset. That's my mindset, at least. I'm trying to get better and better. There's always things to improve on. So,
Fred was saying that it was even after that last game, because if you would have just seen our meeting and the things that we picked out for the linebackers, there's a lot of stuff we can do better.
exactly. There's a lot of stuff we can do better, and we know that. We're just gonna continue to, every day work, get better. It's all about the details. So that's what we're gonna focus on.
Okay. How challenging is it to prepare for a situation where it's unclear who the quarterback's going to be at this point in the week?
Doesn't really change too much for us. I think we'll probably get a better idea as the week goes on, but not too different preparation as a D-line.
You haven't talked much to Randy yet since he's arrived, and what do you think he's going to bring?
Yeah, we've chatted a bit. He's only been here a couple days, but I think he just needs to get the scheme stuff down, and he should be a big help to us pass rush and run game.
What did you kind of know about him
previously? Yeah, just in terms of
just a hell of a pass rusher, super physical, which is ideal for our scheme, and I think he's more of a hand in the ground kind of guy, so he's excited about that.
What's your scouting report on Myles Garrett since you're studying the pass rusher?
Really good. Yeah, he's as good as it gets.
Have you watched him over the years, Nick? I mean, obviously he was in the league before you. What you maybe noticed about his game that makes him so good?
Yeah, I mean, his get off is as quick as it comes. His power is really good, and then his change ups off of those two things are all he really needs.
Going back to Randy Gregory, how can he fit what Chris asked his defensive lineman? How does he fit that?
Perfect. Yeah, like I said, I think he just needs to get the scheme down, which will take hopefully a couple days. It's not too complicated, but just getting the nuances of it down, and then I think he'll be able to set the edge as good as anybody we have, and we obviously have him here because he could rush.
Nick, when an offense is scoring as well as they are right now, how much easier does it make your life on defense, or just be able to just go because you guys have such big leads?
It's awesome, yeah. I've definitely this is the most confidence I've had in our offense. Not that I haven't had confidence, but obviously when you put up 40 points, it makes things for us a lot easier. Teams are in passing situations more. We're getting taken out of the game a little early, but it's all good if we're winning.
DeJuan might be the biggest tackle in the NFL. What new challenges come against going with a guy that much mass?
I actually haven't watched too much pass stuff yet, but yeah, getting around him is probably not too easy when he's that big.
Nick, how is Sean Gibson as a teammate and just a guy? I guess how would you describe kind of his role in the locker room?
A leader, true veteran. Just a guy you want to win in the postseason for, because you could just see that that's his sole focus is getting a ring, and for somebody like him, he deserves to have one, so you just want to play for him.
You've played with Fred for a few years now. How have you seen him grow as a player?
Actually, Fred's the same every week, no matter if he has a huge game or not. He's on every single detail, no matter what, and that's what makes him great. He's a leader, and I think his just intent out on the field to get the ball, to change the game, is what makes him awesome.
A couple weeks ago, I remember you guys were warming up, and he was over with you in kind of the pass rushing corner. It looked like you were giving him a few tips. Is that something that Fred comes and kind of seeks out from you, trying to polish that side of his game?
Yeah, he's usually over there, I think, on Wednesdays, so he doesn't get too many one-on-one opportunities in pass rush, but I just was chatting about him with the move. So.
Is there even a such thing as peaking too early? I think people look at you from a distance and say, man, they're so good now, but can they maintain this?
I think the NFL, things could change quick. That's for sure, but I don't think you plan for peaking at a certain time. Yeah. So just got to keep going.